I was a real shy kid. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
One thing I couldn't be shy about is if I thought a teacher was being nonsensical or just dead wrong. I'd raise my hand because I was under the delusion that we had the right to free speech back at an early age. No. You can't ask.
That's why I gave you my little speech about don't ever get crossways with them because even if they're a poor teacher, I said your best route is just yes, ma'am.
There's no free speech in the classroom.
No, I wasn't, because the fact that I was portraying a contrary view, I mean, it didn't matter. She wasn't open. She's like, I'm not answering
it's
that.
like
Didn't they expel you one time for about 3 days? You had a fight with somebody.
Suspended or something.
Yeah, expel is a strong word.
You were suspended.
I was suspended a few times. Various things.
But if you get suspended enough, then they expel you. That's what happened.
You know what? I wasn't like, wasn't it?
I forgot about this. That Jase was you were a rebellious
I was rebellious
student.
But I wasn't like into drugs or drink. I never did
That's why
any
he
of
said
that.
a while ago when I gave him the format on just obey them and move out, Jay said, when he heard that, I don't know
about all that.
Yeah, well, he got in a little bind there.
That's right.
Well, I would challenge the teachers, or I would ask for clarification, and they usually just
said shut up
because I said so. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what you. If you don't put that down, you'll get it wrong.
Poor teachers. You have poor ones. Yep.
Some.
And I'm saying I had a couple. That I had a biology teacher that was just. I thought, no, this is spiritual warfare, because she was just anti-God, and I mean, I just thought it was ridiculous. And anybody that asked anything, there was no conversation. Yeah. It was just this. It was a public school. She was mad at God, and it was trickling down to her students.
Yeah,
because she was teaching biology, and we don't believe in God.
These days, it's a lot worse than when you went. These days, it's rampant. No God.
But now, look, having said that, I did some substitute teaching. Did you know that, Al?
I did not know that.
I did. And so no matter what I did, no matter what the subject was, I would just share the gospel. Well, guess what? Got chastised for that.
Yeah. Now they would just be horrified.
Oh, they were pretty horrified when I did it first time. When I lead a prayer, at a public school, I had all those students.
Were you at West Monroe? You were at the high school?
I actually, and look, here's what's funny. I didn't even graduate college. So here was
you didn't even go to. You went like to
I went to two
classes,
but I had that 2-year degree from the seminary.
Daddy couldn't pass health and golf.
Well, somebody asked me if I wanted to substitute something. That what I noticed about substitute teaching is once you're in, you're in. And then finally, when they
because they're just looking for warm bodies.
Right.
Let's face it.
When they finally got to looking at my credentials and found only a 2-year degree from a seminary, they said, "Well, no wonder he's sharing Jesus to the class."
That's all he knows.
That's what his credentials are. So, but you know what? I didn't care. And
now the powers that be would be. I don't know about in Louisiana, uptown, up there in the schools. I don't know whether they're on this left-wing woke mess or what.
I'm sure
that was years ago, and they were on it then. I mean, because they were horrified that I would come in there and do that. But I know a lot of. I was showing in love a care and concern for young people. I mean, look, these public schools are so big and so crowded, and a lot of the teenagers are dazed and confused, trying to find their identity, which is why we have all this garbage out there already about you don't even know who you are.